Sega Saturn Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I wanted this version as a kid so bad. Mortal Kombat's Legacy Collection is coming out later on this year. Now, I'm pretty sure we will not be seeing Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Sega Saturn on that collection. I might be wrong, but I thought, why don't we take a look at this version, because we very well might not ever see Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Sega Saturn restored. So, without further ado, welcome into today's video. We are playing on an original Sega Saturn. This thing is fantastic. We got the original Sega Saturn controller right here. My digital green screen's not going to show it. That's alright. But we're at the main menu. Let's jump into the game. If you're excited for some Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Sega Saturn, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single thing. And make sure you can find us again in the future. Now, I did turn off Aggressor. I've never been a fan of it. Configuring controls, that's how I like things set up. Your top trigger buttons were your rewind and forward button, I guess. And then if you hold up and your top trigger buttons, you get your secret menu. I did enable one button fatalities. That's all I'm going to do for that. Sound and music, I did crank it up. This is basically your PlayStation 1 version. However, this version is going to be... This is basically ported. This is basically the PS1 version ported over. However, this does have some graphical differences. You do have an interesting bit of artifacting right there as I hit the button at the top of the screen. I don't know what that's exactly about. But without further ado, Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Sega Saturn. This is being played on a SCART cable, which is being run into a RetroTink 4X. You can go over here, press start once, get alternate tires of these characters, and you remember that is exactly like what you would do on the, say, on the Sony PlayStation version. But we're going to be playing with Noob Saibot. We're not going to waste any time today. Let's go ahead and start with my favorite stage, Kung Fu Part 1. This is the courtyard. However, Shao Kahn is sitting on the throne, not Shang Tsung. The loading, it's manageable. Nothing too crazy. Dome, dome. Alright, we got him. Oh, wait. Well done. So Moses. Noob Saibot wins. Flawless victory. I always love this stage. This just takes me, as a kid, I so desperately wanted to go back to the arcade. And when we got Trilogy at home, oh, I messed up the one, son of a fish stick. Messed up the one button fatality. When we got Trilogy at home, I really like to relive the arcade days and just play on some of these classic stages, because my favorite to this day is Mortal Kombat 1992 Arcade. So I always like that stage. Johnny Cage can be quite a nuisance on this game, so we shall dispatch of him quickly. Fight. Do we not have any eyes in the background of Goro's lair on this version? But take a look at the health bars here. I mean, you will notice right up top on the health bars, it is, the technology to draw yellow straight lines was clearly not there yet on the Sega Saturn. Was I just go through him? Very cool. Now, I don't remember... I didn't play this version a lot as a kid. I wanted this version so badly, but I didn't get a chance to play it till I was an adult. I don't remember if we had eyes in the background of Goro's lair on the PlayStation version, but it's interesting to see that we do not have the eyes peeking out from the shadows on Goro's lair there. Ah, the infamous pit. There we go. Wake up? No. Excellent. Noob Saibot wins. Oh dear. Also, this version of the pit was pretty cool to have back in the day. I messed it up. Shiva is just dropping it on me like it's hot.
Noob Saibot wins. Fatality.
That was bloody sick. Did you see that? Interesting blue bottom of the pit there. I forgot to program that. Kano MK1 is absolutely, he's just absolutely a menace on this game.
Fight.
Now, I thought this was groundbreaking. We're fighting down at the bottom of the pit. Let's go. Well done.
Saibot wins.
The pit bottom. This was so cool as a kid to be down here fighting. Up until this point, you know, we'd only seen this very rarely. Oh, come on there, my guy. We'd only seen this very rarely in arcades where we would get the chance and the opportunity to fight Reptile.
Noob Saibot wins.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's go. Alright, that's quality. Nice looking animality right there. Animalities would return later on in Mortal Kombat 1, in Mortal Kombat's recent title. Alright, Cabal. I don't know if we're going to have any problems with Cabal. Now, we're probably going to... Ooh, nice stage. Alright, let's go. We got that. Now, I think when we get to the... Stay back. I think when we get to the endurance round, we might be okay. We'll find out, though. I wake up? No, crud sauce. Gotcha, son.
Noob Saibot wins.
Now, this, I've got to mention, the Sega Saturn controller is actually very nice for this. This is very, very comfortable. The buttons are very smooth. And it just plays, in general, just like a dream. Alright, let's see if we can get this locked in here. The ever-present endurance mode. The ever-fearful. Alright. My goodness. Oh, Kano. Man, I'm telling you, Kano was a nightmare in MK1. He's a nightmare in Trilogy as MK1 Kano. It's like and he was a menace in the Endurance Tower in MK1. I'm messing this up now. Alright, there we go. We're holding it together here. Ladies and gentlemen, do you believe? She just hit me with a crazy reset. We're cooked. Bruh. Bruh. Oh my gosh.
Sindel wins.
Computer just having its way with us right there. Alright, let's lock in. Sindel, that went about as I thought it would go. Kano is who I fear on this game. Kano and Baraka are two characters that in MK1 Kano specifically, MK1 Kano and Baraka are two just, they feel like they're from a different game. Baraka moves like a menace and so does MK1 Kano. Alright, so I know Sindel's going to wake up on one thing, so let's see if we can get to punish.
Fight.
Golly. Noob Cybot. I love the way it says that. The noob. The over enunciation is it just makes it. Bro. Boy, I thought the game froze. Now, for whatever reason, that was one of my favorite fatalities back in the day. I thought that fatality was just the bee's knees, and I did that one often, very often, because I did play noob a lot as we tried to survive on this game. Alright, we're taking on Motaro here. I think we'll be alright. I remember him being quite a nuisance on this game. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. So it's very interesting. Your ghost ball will work. Why is that not working? It does work, but it works up close. So I actually don't even really know how to explain this. It does not work from far away. You have to be at a certain range for it to work. But as you can see. So if you're unfortunate, there we go. That's a fantastic stroke of luck that we had right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going smooth as butter today. And he can be a nuisance. I don't remember him being much fun to fight against in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. This, like I said, is being played through a SCART cable, through a RetroTink 4X. And I think it just looks very, very crispy. It looks great, I think, in the, It does look very crisp. So, if you're not familiar with a SCART cable, it was basically the European version of a component cable. Wanna run an uppercut? Yes. Will this do it? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this death animation here. And, well, I believe we are the Mortal Kombat Trilogy champion. I think that's what it says on here. Are we the Mortal Kombat champion, or are we the Mortal Kombat Trilogy champion? We are the MK Trilogy champion. Fantastic stuff. So, you do have the standard, you can get the Endurance Tower right here for MK1, MK2, MK3, or you can do the tournament outcome, and that's what we're going to do here, show you the tournament outcome. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think of Mortal Kombat Trilogy on the Sega Saturn? This was played on my original Sega Saturn here. I wanted this game so bad as a kid. Now, I do want to point out Sega Saturn also has Mortal Kombat 2, and it also has Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Now, obviously, I don't think we're going to get any of those versions either on the Legacy Collection, only because, I mean, for the most part, this is the PlayStation version of this game. MK2, I mean, it's great on the Sega Saturn, but it's nothing that... I actually want to say MK2 has some audio issues on Sega Saturn, oddly enough. So, I would love to see the Sega Saturn version historically preserved at some point. Hopefully, if they ever do give us a Mortal Kombat Trilogy HD remaster, maybe they could give us a bundle in of Mortal Kombat Trilogy on PlayStation, Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64. Because Mortal Kombat Trilogy will be turning 30 years old. Let's see, in 2007, or 2027, excuse me. Came out in 1997, if I'm not mistaken. So we got a couple more years for the 30th anniversary of Trilogy. If I'm correct on that, if I'm not, forgive me. But let me know your thoughts below. Is this a version that you would like to see historically preserved one day, or do you think it's, you know, just a game that if it goes into the history books, it's fine the way it is? You know, it is basically the PS1 version. However, it does have some interesting graphical things like the health bars, the character shadows, the smoke effects, with it being that dot matrix look. The Sega Saturn controller does play like an absolute dream. I wish I could get that over here and show you the controller without my green screen not working properly. There it is. There it is right there. You can kind of see it. But the Sega Saturn controller works fantastic with this. It does make it a very fun version to play. Like I said, I don't expect it to come on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, but all the more reason I thought we'd take a look at it today just to see what we might be missing out on. So, I had a blast doing this. I'm having a blast playing all these old retro Mortal Kombat games. I can't wait to hear from you down in the comment section below. I'm just an old arcade head, locked into Mortal Kombat for life. Thank you for coming to check out your boy Headlocks. I'm going to wrap up right there, but I look forward to reading your comments down below. I do check out each and every one of them, and I'm going to try to reply to everybody down there below. Thank you very much for being here, checking out the video. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed, or you might not be able to find the channel again. And check out our live streams sometimes in the afternoons around 4 p.m. Eastern. I do go live every single day with some classic and some new Mortal Kombat action. GG's, my friends. Much love. I'm going to head out for now. But as always, I will see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. Take care, my friends. Headlocked out. Peace.